Another type of real life graph. This is also telling a story.
Wait, why do we get rid of velocity? Is there going to be a velocity one?
Velocity is a technical term from year 12. We don't need that in... Remember how we had two graphs? One was how far you were from where you started. One was how far you travelled. Yeah? There's a technical term for one of those. It's called displacement. And the other one is called distance. You know that physics?
Yeah.
Velocity, if I use the word velocity, that's a clue that I'm talking about displacement, not distance.
Do we ever do that? Do we ever do velocity in maths?
It doesn't worry the GCSE. If a physics teacher uses the word velocity, it means they're talking about displacement. If they use the word speed, it means they're talking about distance. Okay?
Yeah.
Right, so, everyone, here's another type of story. This time, we measure your speed. So this would be 5 meters per second, and this is time. So this is 5 seconds. Okay, right, so let's say this is your graph. Unlike the other graph, which is pretty much the same thing, that is a totally different situation. That graph has only two tiny little instants of being stationary. There, before you start, because the speed is 0 down there, and there when you finish. Between there and there, it's just all systems go. Okay? If it's rising, it means accelerating. Do you already know this in physics, do you? Okay? The gradient, if you work out the gradient, you can actually put a figure on the acceleration. If it's flat, that just means constant speed. So not getting faster, not getting slower. And the fact that it's going down does not mean you're returning anywhere. It just means that you're slowing down. Okay? Now finally, there's a little calculation you need to know. Is that the total distance? Do you remember? Do you know how to do this?
Wait.
Do you know how to work out the total distance travelled in the story? Oh man! So the last two things I got to teach you, you already knew.
Physics. You could teach us a life lesson afterwards.
Oh, you didn't see my jokes.
Comment 24. Yay. You sound hearty.